tanks.AVI. Gonna do a pre-cleaning update. These are my Brevis that I just picked up. They're a little bit more active now. So I just kind of wanted to show you what the full-grown Brevis cichlid, I guess it's a Lamprolongi or Neo-Lamprolongi Brevis full-grown male looks like, and probably a full-grown female too. I think the males get bigger than the females. But this guy's so badass. I don't know if you guys can tell. He's got the most wicked, like, underbite. His jaw, his mouth is huge. And he's got a cool little yellow spot going on top of his head. But man, his mouth is like, let's see if I can get this zoom to focus in. Damn it, man. I really should have this camera figured out by now. That's a pretty good view. Look at his mouth, man. That is just a cool looking fish. And I'll put him pound for pound against any cichlid in the world. I'll throw that out there right now, pound for pound. This guy's 2 inches long, and he could do some damage. I'm just pretty sure that if I threw this guy and my other male, my Brichardi, together, this guy'd rip him a new one. He's got some pretty wicked teeth too. When he opens his mouth, you can see him. So here's what I'm gonna do today. I've been out of town. I had to go up to LA for some stuff, but what I'm gonna do is I need to clean both my tanks desperately. I know they don't look like it, but to me they do. Algae needs to get scrubbed down. I'm gonna raise up the sand bed in here. I'm gonna raise it up another ½ inch. I'm gonna get rid of most of these rocks in here now that I got 5 fish in here. They seem to be getting along really well. So I'm gonna give them some more room. And what I did was, I picked up these. These are your run-of-the-mill escargot shells. They actually came with a little can of escargot to eat, but I ended up giving that stuff. Weird story and aside, there was a French dude in line behind me in the grocery store when I bought these, and he struck up a conversation with me. I tried to explain to him I wasn't going to eat the escargot, that I wanted the shells to put them in my fish tank, and he looked at me like I was crazy, but he was pretty stoked when I gave him a can full of snail guts that was in the bottom of this thing. And I was pretty stoked to meet somebody who eats snail guts, I guess. But anyway, these shells are going to go in. They're much larger shells. These are the escargot shells, whatever that means. But they're much bigger, and this is the shell that's actually recommended for the shell dwelling cichlids because they're lighter. These cichlids like to turn the shells by digging, undermining underneath them and having them roll to the position that they like. And they currently can't do that in here because the sand bed's too shallow and the shells are too small and heavy. So I'm gonna swap that all out, lose most of these rocks, get more floor space in there, and go to town with these shells. So that's what's going on in here. Not really sure what else I was gonna throw in about this tank, but oh yeah, there's all kinds of, I don't know if you guys can see very well, but the green, like the spotty green algae is really just kind of taking over this background, which is cool. I kind of like that. And then I got some going on this rock too, which looks pretty sweet. So I think the lamp at this height is good because I'm not seeing the brown algae anymore and the green stuff's growing, and that's cool. I like the green stuff. All the Anubias died, as I said last time, but dude, this Java moss is just taking off on this log. It's really filling in, so I'm liking that. This tank's looking okay, but I'll update you after I do the cleaning. Moving on to the 20. This weird, tell me what you guys think about this weird creeping green algae growing over all my moss. It looks like shit. It actually, if little pieces of it break off, it actually starts to stain the substrate and grow on the glass. You can see there's some little green spots of it growing on the substrate. I want to get rid of it. I think it's I don't know. It looks kind of gross anyway. This tank's kind of haggard. It needs a good cleaning. This Anubias is gone. This leaf is hanging in the wind. If I look at the stem, it's mush. It's blown in the wind. There's another chunk of it that broke off and it's sitting over here. Here's what I think happened. This plant was like a much bigger plant that I cut into 3 different plants, and I think when I did that I cut it too much or opened it up to some sort of an infection, and now it's just done. All the other ones died. This is the last one that's dying. This little one up here looks like it's doing fine, so I'm gonna leave it, but I do want to trim all this algae shit back. This one's doing alright. I just got the algae issues on the leaves, so I just scrub those off as best I can. Over here, all this the Java fern, there's all kinds of little shit popping up everywhere on this log. This thing's gonna be like just going crazy here in a little while. This one, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I might transplant this into the 29 when I get that rolling, because I think that this is a pretty large Anubias. Well, I mean, compared to what it was, and I think it'd fill up a lot of real estate in there, where in here it's kind of lost in the mix. The valves, it's A and B. A, it's getting shredded and a bunch of it died, and B, there's a bunch of new growth popping up, so I'm not really tripping. And it actually looks like it's growing back pretty thick, so I'm gonna thin that out, kind of get that back to where I want it. Got this little leaf right here spiking up off of whatever brand of Anubias this is. Brand Anubias. Anyway, that's about it. Just chilling. Gonna do tank maintenance on both tanks. This shit's all dug out. My female's just been digging like crazy. She's got all behind this. She's caused like a little bit of an avalanche here. Fucking, there she is, bitch. I gotta say, the colors on these fish is way more impressive with the T5 light. Look at that thing. The yellow on her fins and her face is popping, all the blues. And when she flares up like that, she's actually, if you look, got a little bit of a red crest running down the top of her dorsal. The color on these fish is really just, it's quite a bit different in this lighting as compared to the regular fluorescent fixture. So I'm pretty stoked on that. And oh, the last thing I wanted to show you guys, I found all this driftwood down at the lagoon. Didn't quite have a big enough tub to soak it in. I'm gonna go get like a big trash can or something to soak this stuff in today. But I found lots of tall, twisting, you know, cool looking logs that I'm going to use as a vertical aquascape in my 29 since it's a taller tank. I'm pretty excited actually. I'm really gonna plan this thing out and do it right from the get-go. This will be the first tank that I was really a bit more proactive in. This tank I just set up with all rock, and then ever since then, for the last 4 months, it's been a reactive thing. I've just changed it until I've settled on something I've liked. This was a little side project that, you know, turned out pretty damn good, I think. So there was some forethought in this tank, but the 29, I'm gonna have the whole thing planned out before I even touch it, and I think that's a good thing. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about the algae. Have you ever experienced that? Have you seen this kind of algae before? Also, let me know about the Anubias. Has anybody ever trimmed an Anubias too much and had it kick off like that and just die? Just to kind of confirm what I'm thinking. But please comment, subscribe. Thanks to all new subscribers. Thanks for watching. Hit me up, give me some comments, feedback. I would definitely appreciate it. And I'll do an update after I get these things all cleaned up. Alright.